Why do so many loving people accidentally do things their dog quietly hates every single day? Dogs rarely hate people, but they do deeply dislike certain human behaviors that make life feel unsafe. What looks like stubbornness is often a dog's private way of coping with discomfort. Dogs read tone, distance, rhythm, and tension long before they understand any spoken command. When a young owner misses those signals, trust does not break loudly, it thins out slowly. These 20 human habits often bother dogs far more than most people ever realize. Many people hug a dog to show love, but tight front-facing pressure can feel trapping. A dog's body is built to move away first, not to enjoy being held still. When the head turns aside, the mouth closes, or the body stiffens, comfort is already fading. Even a loyal dog may freeze instead of fighting, because conflict with his owner feels risky. What looks like tolerance in that moment can become avoidance the next time arms reach in. Another thing dogs dislike is long, direct staring, especially when the face moves in close. In dog language, a hard, unbroken gaze can sound more like challenge than affection. Soft eyes and brief glances feel safer because they leave the dog room to breathe. When a person keeps leaning in, the dog may lick his lips or look toward the door. He is not being dramatic. He is asking for the social pressure to come down. Loud yelling hits many dogs like emotional thunder, even when the anger is not aimed at them. Their ears catch sharp changes fast, and their bodies prepare before they understand the reason. Some dogs shrink low, while others bark back because stress can look fearful or reactive. A home with sudden explosive voices never feels fully predictable to a sensitive animal. What the dog remembers is not the topic, but the sound of danger filling the room. Dogs also hate rules that keep changing from one day to the next. Jumping on the couch feels safe on Monday, then wrong on Tuesday, and confusing on Wednesday. That inconsistency does not teach faster. It teaches the dog that the world is unstable. Clear patterns calm the canine brain because prediction is one of its deepest safety tools. When people are inconsistent, many dogs become hesitant, pushy, or strangely anxious. Teasing a dog with food or a toy may look playful, but it can sour trust quickly. Repeatedly offering something and snatching it away builds frustration instead of healthy excitement. If the dog starts watching the hand more than the game because the hand keeps breaking the promise, frustration often leaks out through whining, pawing, jumping, or grabbing harder than usual. Play works best when the dog feels invited, not fooled. Dogs deeply dislike being bothered when they are finally resting in a place that feels safe. Sleep is not lazy time for them. It is recovery, nervous system repair, and watchfulness turned off. When people poke, crowd, or drag them up for no real reason, rest stops feeling secure. A dog that leaves the room or guards his bed may be protecting peace, not being rude. Respecting quiet downtime tells a dog that home is more than entertainment, it is refuge. Not all petting feels kind, and many dogs hate fast, rough hands that ignore their body language. Patting the head hard, rubbing against the fur, or handling ears roughly can feel overstimulating. Dogs often prefer predictable touch along the chest, shoulder, or side, where pressure is easier to read. When the hand keeps coming after the dog leans away, affection turns into endurance. The clearest test is simple. If the dog does not choose to stay, the touch is not welcome. Sharp leash jerks are one of the fastest ways to make a walk feel unsafe. The neck and shoulders absorb that force before the dog can understand what went wrong. Instead of learning calmly, many dogs only learn that movement near triggers pain and tension. That is why a leash-corrected dog may start scanning the world with a harder body. Guidance works better when the dog feels directed. not punished by surprise. Many people rush straight into a dog's face the moment they come home or meet outside. To humans that feels friendly, but to dogs fast approach can feel socially overwhelming. Sniffing space, curved movement, and a second to observe are far more polite in dog language. When greeting pressure rises too quickly, even a social dog may hop back or spin away. Real confidence grows when the dog gets to close the distance at his own speed. Dogs also hate being left alone suddenly, with no routine that explains the separation. It is not only loneliness that hurts, but the shock of a social world disappearing without warning. Some dogs pace, vocalize, or watch the door because unfinished attachment feels physically loud. Calm departures and predictable return patterns reduce panic because rhythm gives absence a shape. When humans vanish chaotically, the dog can start dreading every small sign of leaving. Dressing a dog in clothes he clearly dislikes can be more stressful than cute. Fabrics that press the shoulders, trap the legs, or cover the ears can distort body awareness. A dog that freezes in an outfit is not always calm. He may simply feel blocked. When movement no longer feels natural, confidence drops and strange behavior often follows. If clothing is truly needed for weather or health, comfort must matter more than the photo. Forcing a dog to greet every stranger or every dog is another habit many dogs hate. Social ability is not the same as social obligation, and pressure can poison both. A dog who turns away, hides behind his owner, or slows down is asking for distance. Dragging him closer teaches that his polite signals do not work. Dogs trust people more when those people protect their boundaries in public. Punishing a dog long after the act is over feels unfair because the moment is already gone. He does not connect your anger to the chewed shoe the way a human child might. He connects it to your face, your tone, and the unsafe feeling happening now. That is why delayed punishment often creates worry without creating understanding. Dogs learn best from timing, redirection, and clear consequences tied to the exact moment. Many dogs hate having food, bones, or treasures taken away by force. From the dog's perspective, possession is tied to security, and sudden loss can trigger defensive tension. Reaching in roughly teaches him to guard harder next time, not to relax. Trade games and calm exchanges protect trust because they make release feel worthwhile. A dog that willingly gives something up is showing confidence, not submission. One of the worst human habits is ignoring the small warning signs because they seem inconvenient. The turned head, tucked tail, paw lift, lip lick, and body freeze are not random details. Those quiet signals are the dog's polite attempt to avoid bigger conflict. When people ignore them, the dog may feel forced to escalate to growls or snaps. Respecting early discomfort keeps everyone safer and preserves the dog's faith in communication. Dogs often hate being woken abruptly, especially from deep sleep or old age rest. A startled wake-up can trigger instant confusion before recognition catches up. That is why even gentle dogs may flinch, bark, or mouth reflexively when jolted. Calling softly, stepping nearby, or letting scent arrive first feels much less threatening. Safe waking is not a luxury for dogs. It is basic respect for their nervous system. When a dog is afraid, being cornered and forced to accept comfort can make fear worse. Fear needs distance, choice, and slower pressure, not hands closing every exit. Many people move closer to prove love, while the dog only feels the loss of escape. In that moment, space is often kinder than touch. The most supportive owner becomes a calm anchor, not a wall the dog cannot pass. Dogs live through smell far more than humans do, so harsh scents can be exhausting. Strong perfume, smoke, chemical cleaners, or scented sprays can flood the dog's sensory world. What smells fresh to a person may feel like noise pressing into the dog's brain. Some dogs leave the room, sneeze, paw at the nose, or become unsettled without obvious reason. Thus, a calmer scent environment helps many dogs relax because their main information channel stays clear. Dogs also dislike the strange half-presence of humans who are physically near but mentally elsewhere all day. A phone steals eye contact, timing, and response, which are the small threads dogs use to bond. When bids for connection keep failing, some dogs give up while others act out to be noticed. Even short moments of full attention mean more to a dog than long hours of distracted proximity. To a social animal, being ignored nearby can feel lonelier than brief, healthy separation. Few things frustrate dogs more than a life with no outlet for movement, sniffing, and routine. A walk is not just exercise, it is news, regulation, choice, and emotional decompression. When that daily need keeps shrinking, extra energy often spills into barking, time, chewing, and restlessness. The dog is not trying to be difficult. He is trying to complete a missing part of life. A fulfilled dog usually looks calmer because his body and brain have finally been heard. Behind most so-called bad behavior, there is often a dog reacting to pressure he cannot explain in words. Dogs do not need perfect people, but they do need people who notice patterns. The young man a dog trusts becomes easier to follow when his tone, touch, and timing stay clear. Respect grows when a dog learns that his signals change what happens next. That is the moment fear softens, because communication finally starts working both ways. When humans stop asking only for obedience, dogs often offer something deeper than obedience. They offer steady trust, and for a dog, that is one of the purest forms of love.